Okay, guys, welcome to the deal. It's Eric. So basically, what I want to talk to you guys about is um, the importance of relationships in life and in business and in trucking. So, what's going on there, Newberg? So basically, um, I'm just going to talk quickly about the importance of relationships in your life and in trucking and in business, and then we can kick it for a bit here. So basically, I'm gonna give you a couple examples of crazy things that have just happened since it's been crazy, since business has been crazy here the last couple of the last month or so. So one thing is when you strive to do your best for a business and you actually do a good job for them in an industry like trucking where customer service really isn't that big of a deal. It's kind of like it if you can just show up most of the time, it's almost like that's what kind of trucking is. But like for me, that's not how I feel it is. For me, it's there's a huge problem if I say that somebody's going to be there and they're not. And that's how I run my business from and my life. And that was kind of the reason with this call or this whatever this is live stream. Like I wanted to be on at 8, then I wasn't, so I just wanted to get on and let everybody know I'm coming on. It's going to be later. So um, basically, if you so what I've seen is things have slowed down a little bit, but because I strive to give everybody excellent customer service, I stand out from the guy who just doesn't really give a crap. He might say, "Oh, I got 20 trucks. I don't care. Someone's going to take me," type of a thing, or I'm valuable because of that. Maybe that's the case, but if his attitude is like that, when things slow down, who is that client going to go with? Uh, Somebody that's pleasant to deal with and um, responsive, cares about their needs, or the guy that just doesn't care. Even though if he might have more trucks than say I do, who's that client gonna choose if he has to choose? And maybe the business decision would be, fire Eric, hire the guy with more trucks. But the decision that they make based off of the relationship that you've built might be, well, we'll drop him down to 10 trucks and then we'll run all of Eric's 10 trucks or something like that. So that was an example. Then I had an example of buying something uh, that I don't want to get into what I bought, but I bought something. It's not illegal or anything. I just don't want to talk about it. So I bought something that um, would you could kind of say it'd be like it was like toilet paper back a couple weeks ago when you couldn't get toilet paper. Um, and the only thing is people didn't want to sell it, so uh, they just people had it. They didn't want to sell it, and it was like because I have a relationship with these people, I'm a client of theirs. I buy on a fairly regular basis. They're like, "Oh, well, how much do you want?" "Oh, well, we're not really selling right now, but we'll sell it to you guys." That's kind of how it worked. Another thing that just happened today. Our business, we signed up for the grant slash loan thing for the through the government, and our bank, we're doing it through our bank. It's I guess it's a government backed loan, but basically we're doing it through our bank. Well, first off, the banks don't have all of everything. They don't have everything. The government's rushing this, they're pushing it out, and there's not total clarification with the banks. So they're not, I mean, basically they could give me money, they could get the loan, and they don't really know if they're actually protected or not. So what they're basically doing because of our relationship and that I am a valued client of theirs is they're basically sticking their neck out for me to give me the loan because we have a relationship. And the crazy thing about it is that um, basically, I come to find out that one of actually, it's one of Adam's friends. So Adam's friend wanted to use our bank. I'm assuming because he couldn't figure it out himself, or somewhere else didn't have a relationship, because he should be using the people that he has a relationship with. Now isn't the time to have to find the relationships. Now is the time to make the phone calls and basically lean on the relationships that you have built when it was good, when there was times were good. Now it's time to be a part of the good old boys and be in the in crowd, not the time to make the in crowd, basically. So anyways, he went to the same bank that we bank at to get the loan, and they've said, um, we're not giving out any more loans right now. So sorry. So I don't know. I just thought that was crazy, how that worked, and so yeah. It's a couple different examples of the importance of running a business. So, all right, guys. If you guys, I'm just gonna chat now. Newberg, how's it going? Is the towing business picking up? Are you guys running over the road now, or what's up? Can you guys let me know who's in here, and throw up a thumbs up as well. Oh snap! Wellner's up in this piece. Oh man, good to see you on here. It's been a while. Northern Motors, what's going on? My day is going pretty good. Did you check into, well, it sounds like you already knew about those companies, Northern Motors, but you have any luck with the that type of work, or what are you doing with that? By the way, Wellner is in here. He's an owner operator. Just I don't know I don't know. He lives in Nevada, so he's kind of close to you. You're in Arizona, right? Northern Motors. Wait, Northern Motors. What am I thinking? I was thinking you were somebody else. Sorry, Northern. Sorry. Now I know who you are. Northern Motors, you're the new owner operator. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. I was just checking you out. I'm going to leave you some comments. Oleg, did you get that text message I sent you about the about Brock? Good to hear. Very good to hear, Newberg. So then you don't have to go. Is it busy some days and then not busy the other days, or are you pretty steady now? Okay. Yeah, just remember he has a day job, so he probably won't text you back if you text him till probably 3 or 4. But he sounds like he can do it, so. Wellner, what's up with you? I saw that you went through the drive-through. I didn't get to watch the video yet, though. So I'm going to get over there and check her out later, probably tomorrow. Well, that's good. That's good. Right on. Wow. Where are you working at, Oleg? Hauling the SKB or what? Holy crap. Are you working up there then? 35W, or you must be up. It's not that long of a haul. You're just, okay. So you're working up by the shop then. That's where they're out of, isn't it? Anyways, Wellner, what's what are they saying for work in your area, Wellner? Nothing, just totally dead, just not even thinking about working, or just day by day? Wellner. Hey, if you guys wouldn't mind, you could give me a thumbs up. That'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. Who else is in here? It says there's 5 people in here. Guessing my wife is watching. That should be an easy thumbs up. Dead. What do you think this is going to do for, like, I don't know. So let me ask you this. If people stop paying their mortgages, Wellner, I know you made a bunch of money the last time. Not there. I don't, Steel Toe, that's my wife's business. Steel Toe, put it on, give me a thumbs up on the actual comment, like the video, not in the comments, dear. Anyways, Wellner, real estate, do you think that if people don't pay their mortgages, wait, no, that's not going to affect. Okay, so if somebody doesn't pay their mortgage, I know it's not supposed to ding your credit, but is it going to affect them getting a loan in the future? Or like, what if they, let's see here, how do I say this? What if they get laid off? Is the bank gonna be like, ooh, looks like you were laid off last year, we're not gonna give you a loan, which would then slow the real estate market because now people can't get loans. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm just kind of wondering what your thoughts are. You're the real estate guy. You should have infomercials, Wellner. Bum, 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 bum. Is that a big job out there on 35W? Oleg? Anybody there? Anybody? Anybody there? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there, Wellner. So have you been doing a lot of footage, video recording? I think it's kind of crazy to, like, hopefully this isn't a normal thing. Yeah, I know how it goes. What the heck? I guess my wife's telling me that the comments are really slow to get to me, so that's a bummer. I don't know, I don't get it. I have really slow internet out here. But anyways, what I was saying, Wilner, is it's like history. You should be going around video recording. I'm assuming everything is just dead. Like you just drive down. You should do a video driving down the strip of Vegas so we can see what it looks like. So I can see what it looks like. I'm sure someone's done it already, but I want to see it on your channel. And then Oleg, I was looking at your channel. What were you doing with that recycle? I call recycle class 5 recycle. Um, was someone building a house there, or what was that about? Looks like you got some skid steer skills. Babe, is your call over with? I think she's still on here. Yeah, it looks like someone just jumped in here. If you're in here, say what's up. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice when that video was put up. Is that fairly new, or? What do you have in your 379 for an engine, Oleg? Oh, nice. Nice. Um, are you guys gonna dig the basement and everything? Okay. Where's that at? Over in Apple Valley by you, or? Looks like you must live. I think you already told me kind of where you live, but um, there you go. Yeah, he's got some cool. I've actually been kind of busy lately, but he's got some cool car stuff going on there. So yeah, I don't know. I talked about I don't know, what should we talk about, guys? You pick the topic. Hopefully it's something I know about. I feel like there's lots to talk about. I just don't know. I mean, it's kind of, besides saying the world's crazy, I don't know. What I don't understand is, why is the stock market going up when our economy shut down? That just doesn't make any sense. I know that. Anyways, I was gonna say, you must live over by what's over there across the street from Hy-Vee on across County Road 42. And I don't know if there's townhouses there or not, but it's going pretty good there. Profit wages, good to see you. It's I can walk out and show you what we're doing to it. I don't know if I'll lose. I think I'll keep you. Callie, you can message on here. The Peter is a Peterbilt. My wife's wondering what's a Peter. So anyways, we took all the emission stuff off of it right now, and the double turbo, it's all sitting back here. Let's see if I can flip this around. So it's all sitting here. There's the exhaust manifold, I think. One of the turbos, the other turbo, whatever that thing is, some other stuff. And then basically we're going to put a single turbo on there. I think what took the turbo out was the I don't know, the thing that's on the side of the, I gotta take this radiator in, but this has got a, which side is it? I always forget the technical terms of stuff. I should know what this is called, but anyways, there's a crack on the aluminum. So I guess that, I don't know, screws up the turbos, and that's probably why the turbo, we had the problem. So I'm gonna take that in tomorrow, get that welded up. I'm assuming I'm just gonna drop it off. But yeah, other than that, I ordered the wet kit for it. So that, I'm gonna do a saddle bag wet kit. I'm gonna mount it right here. This is a fire extinguisher because this used to be a fuel hauling truck, so I'm gonna take that off of there. Yeah. So that's what I know about that. That's how that's going. This is, I got this, when you came over, Oleg, it was here. I just didn't even, this is in the heated side of my shop here, and you didn't come in that side, and I didn't have the door open, so I would have showed you, I just didn't, so we were just over here on this side. That's where this truck is at, but then we didn't go in this side. My shop, no, this isn't my house. This is my office here, Wellner. This is just my office. I don't know if you can, I'll turn it around and show you. So you got the file cabinets here. The people that had the house before, they have surround sound in here. So there's speakers over there. We got a couch and then a projector screen. Then for heat in the winter, it only has a fireplace, which is plenty, but it's expensive. And then an air conditioner. And then a window. Then I got a whole a wall that you can write on. Some more cabinets. And then I got a deck. A porch out here. So maybe if you guys are lucky, I'll do a video out here. And I got one of the trucks sitting there, or trailers. So there's my crib. Now you know. Oleg already knows. He was here. he stopped over. Like a doctor? Yeah. I don't pay taxes like doctors do, though. The Peterbilt, that is a 09. 09 with the newer C13s in it, with all the emissions on it. Okay, let's see here. Do you factor? Is my 50,000 cash enough to get me through with the Corona? Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question, Prophet. So, first off, how in the world are you 23 now have 2 trucks and a bunch of money? What's your background? It's pretty awesome. While you're answering that, I'll just say, let's see, can you explain how the pay works? So basically, I think it's called in professional terms net 30. So like usually like I work for a client for a week and then I bill them at the end of the week. You know, this is going to be different than over the road stuff. Over the road stuff, you're probably going to bill per load. Because you might only do 1 load a week for that client. Very cool. That is awesome. Good to hear. So basically, a lot of brokers and direct clients are 30 days net, which is they're basically after you bill them, they have 30 days to pay you. I feel like something that goes on in the real trucking world, which is like dry van and refrigerated type freight. So basically, most brokers have something that's called quick pay, and it's basically I don't know exactly the difference, but from what I know about it, which is I'm not technically, there's probably differences, but to me, it just seems like the brokers has money, they want to be the bank, and they're willing to give the carrier money up front. So like you can do an option to do quick pay, and then they'll give you your money within like maybe 5 to 10 days or something like that. I think maybe the difference between factoring and quick pay is factoring, you get it in like 1 to 3 days, and quick pay is maybe like within 5. I don't know. I feel like there isn't a difference, but there must be, other than one's. Anyways, so that's kind of the deal with that. In my industry that I'm mostly in, which is like I don't know what you want to call it, dry bulk or the construction industry, we work, for a week and then we bill, and then sometimes we get paid within 2 weeks, and sometimes it takes 45 days to get paid, but it all averages out. So you basically just have to make sure somehow that you have enough money to keep on running while you're waiting to get paid for everything. And so I don't think there's a problem with doing quick pay. I've never done it because it's a hassle, and like one of the problems with factoring is that if you get loans through the bank, there's a piece of paper that you sign. If you Google this, it'll come up and you can see it. But basically, what'll happen is when you get a loan through the bank, you sign all this paperwork. And one of the things that you sign is that if you default on any of their loans or any loans and you're not going to pay, they have the first right to your money, to like basically to call your client and say, hey, you need to cut us a check. Don't pay Twin City Hauling. They owe us money. You need to pay us. Now, when you sign up for factoring and you have a loan through a bank or a credit union and you've signed that paperwork, now what you cannot do factoring. A factoring company is going to say, yeah, we can factor for you, but what we're going to need you to do is we're going to need you to talk to your bank, and we need to be the first, like whatever, the first lost, I don't know, whatever it's called, but we need to get paid first. If something happens, we need to get paid first. Like they need to be able to have the power to basically tell your clients that, well, we need to get paid. And, if you not get, whatever, if that makes sense. So basically, you have to have the bank's permission, and the banks aren't going to they're not about to give permission to do that. So most of the cases, that's what I've heard and I've seen. Now, I don't know, obviously, all these trucking companies aren't running totally without debt. So I don't know what they're doing, but I know a lot of people run into that. Maybe they're paying a lot more, like for their factoring, because because the factoring company is taking on more risk. Instead of 1 to 3%, maybe they're taking like a 6% hit to get their money right away. But this is what I would say. It's, if you don't need to do it, you don't want to do it. I don't think you want to get into the habit of doing it, but it's better than having money on your credit card. And in all the years that I've been doing this, there's been most of the years since 2013 I've been doing this. There's been some time in my trucking season where I've been, using credit cards to float money till I have money, So it'd be better if you could do factoring to get your money right away rather than paying, 18, 15 to 20 something percent on a credit card. So I don't know if that answers your question. Now, the rest of your question says, what did you say? Just got 2 trucks last week waiting for my DOT and MC to activate. Do you factor? Is 50,000 cash enough to get through with the car? Ask Wellner too, because Wellner and Northern Motors both are owner operators, and they're not dumb. They've been doing it. Northern Metals has been doing it. This is his 3rd season, I believe, and then Wellner, he's just got experience, not all in being a trucking owner, but he's got some shocking, I guess would be reality versus expectation versus reality, shock, a little bit of shock getting into it, I would think. So he can kind of talk to you too, but I mean, $50,000. The thing about trucking is you never can have too much money, because you could have a really profitable business, and let's say both your trucks blow an engine. You just need some money to stay afloat so that you can live to make money another day. But if you don't have it, it doesn't matter how profitable your business was last week. You're pretty much out of business if you can't, you're just gonna be in trouble. So basically, the more money you have, the better. $50,000 is very impressive and a lot of money for anyone to have, let alone somebody that's 23. But just know that in the world of trucking, it's not that much, even though it is a lot. It'll help you out tremendously in where you're at. Absolutely. And you shouldn't go through that much money. Do you find it is a 50 cash enough to get me through with the corona? Yeah, man, you just keep doing what you're doing. Like, live in your means, which you have had to have done. Continue to work your butt off, and you'll be sitting really well in a few years. Profit wages. What kind of painting did you do? Did you paint like, what is it, that guy? Like the Mona Lisa or something like that, or Jeepers? What is this? What are you saying, Wellner? Sucks here in Vegas. We don't get paid for a month and 25 days. A month and 20? It takes you 2 months to get paid? Are you telling me it takes 2 months for you to get half of your first check? So you work for 2 months and then you get, I'm not saying, I'm not looking down on you if this is what you're saying, but you're telling me that you get, so it's, you work for 2 months for nothing, and then after you work for 2 months and a day, they cut you a check for your first 2 weeks you worked. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so no. Okay, no Mona Lisas. My granddad's compare basically his kids. Godfather has over 200 units that constantly need painting. Sweet. That is awesome. Got some generational wealth in the family there. Yeah, well, that's a tough deal. That's really sucky. I mean, it's worth it. I don't want to be one of these guys that, oh yeah, that's terrible. This is what we get. But I've worked for companies, and it's like, once you get going, the main thing is for you, Wellner, which you already know, but basically once you get going, you have money coming in every month, but that's really tough. And then when you're not consistent and you work a week and then you're waiting. I mean, I don't know. That's really hard. Do they front money and charge a big amount of money interest if you need it, or they just say they'll just pay for your fuel or something and take it out of the check or something? I have a Wex card. I go through Nastic. I would definitely get a Nastic card. Nastic cards, you have to pay it. You have to pay up every week. It's not a credit card. Yeah. Yeah, I have a couple different credit cards, profit wages. I definitely get a couple credit cards. Try not to use them, but just have them. I've had to use mine. Try it. You can use them, but just pay them off. Try to obviously pay them off every month. That's one really cool thing about trucking is all the expenses, when you get your little 1% check back, or do you get your flying miles or whatever else. In trucking, it's just one thing about making a lot of money that you might not get to see. It's just one little perk. CFN, that's a fuel card. Yeah, my main card that Callie me uses are you still in here, Callie? What is it? A Capital One? I have a huge limit on that card. Just to tell you, a couple years ago, back when I really was building my business and had an opportunity to really expand. We were running trucks day and night, and I've said this story before, but we were running trucks day and night, and I was hiring people like crazy, and it was basically just add trucks at will and whatever. And it took them 30 days to pay, but the one client that we were working for, we could run one truck 24 hours a day, 6 days a week, and fuel was pretty expensive. It was pretty dang expensive. So profit wages. Steel Toe is my wife's channel. So it's a Chase business card that's what our main card is. And yeah, it has like cash back and, like frequent flyer miles and travel stuff, whatever. But anyways, I think you'll have to answer that, Callie. But anyways, what I basically am saying is that credit card, if we wouldn't have had it, we would have been out of business because we basically grew too fast. It wasn't a problem because it wasn't a problem, but it could have been a problem if we didn't have the credit card. And they basically, like, I didn't know what our limit was, but at one time, at that time, actually I thought the limit was 40,000, and we couldn't afford to keep on running unless we use our credit card, because just working a 12-hour portion of the day costs like $350 in fuel. So one truck, and I had so many drivers that we were running I think 2 trucks day and night. So each one of those trucks was putting on 700, so like $1,400 a day. Just those 2 trucks were burning in fuel a day. So like and we weren't getting, let's just say I just had the 2 trucks running, which I had quite a bit. I had at least 5 trucks running, but the 2 trucks were 24/7. So just say it was the 2 trucks, $1,400 a day, and it takes 30 days to get paid. So we had somebody do the math on that. Someone do the math. 1,400 times 6 times, well, basically 6 times 4. 1,400 times 6 times 4. Basically, we weren't making enough money right away. Yeah, so we were spending $74,000 a month in fuel, and that was, this is not an exaggeration. That's an under exaggeration. So that's how much money basically we would have had to have in the bank just to pay our fuel before we would have gotten paid. And so at the time we had maxed out our credit card. It was at 40,000, and they were, because this is another thing about this video, the title about relationships, because we were proven. We didn't even ask. This was very stressful, just so you guys know. This isn't really that cool, but basically they raised our limit. What am I smoking? 74,000. Why don't you just talk on here? My wife's like texting me. Yeah, so basically she said it all. So basically we had maxed out our card at the time. It had a $40,000 limit on it, and they were still letting us buy fuel on it. Because if they wouldn't have let us buy fuel, we never could have paid them back, because we needed the credit that bad. it's just one of those things where it's like if you run out of money, you might be screwed. so so it's always good to have as much cash and credit as you can get and just try not to use it. If that's a I don't know if that makes sense. I don't I can do a little dabbling, but I try to do nothing now just because uh I tried, so I think I talked about this in one of the videos that I just did about running the small fleet, but I I gotta pick and choose what I do because if otherwise I'll just get burnt out if you do it all. But I just like to drive. I mean, I like driving. I like creating relationships with other businesses, and so those are that's kind of. I mean, I do a lot more, but that's kind of like I do what I'm good at so that I don't, and what I like so I don't get burnt out. And then I have other people that work on the trucks for me. When I first started out, I didn't have $50,000 like you do, and pretty much I worked 7 days a week because we worked, we drove, and then we worked on stuff, and we didn't have money to pay somebody, and or couldn't afford to pay somebody, didn't have the relationships to find someone that could do the work right away. So then either you got to figure out I have to figure out how to fix it so that I can get back to work the next day, or I'm going to lose out on a whole day's worth of work. So you just kind of, as far as being a mechanic, don't get too intimidated on it. I'd say it's actually pretty crazy. Like, wouldn't you say, are you still in here? Um, Wellner and Oleg. I mean, it's not like you got to do crazy amounts of work every single day to this stuff. You just learn a little bit over time. What kind of trucks did you get? Profit wages. What years are they? They were each 8 grand. Are they? I'm assuming they're sleeper trucks, right? You buy them at a Ritchie Brothers auction in Illinois or something like that. What kind of stuff are you doing? What kind of work do you want to do? I was thinking you wanted to do some over the road stuff, but so good. Okay, I mean, yeah, I figured after I just figured that but now that I know they're day cabs. So you gonna do construction or are you gonna do containers or what are you leaning towards? I know there's more than construction containers, by the way, but just what I thought of. Okay. Yeah, the only flatbedding that I've ever done, if you look back at my videos, I have a day to day. Um, I don't know. I can't really speak much on just what I would do. This is what I do in my business. I make phone calls. I find people that are interested in hiring me. Then I make the relationships with I build off those relationships and just basically the path of least resistance, and it all works out. I've never done reefer. I've done dry van. We do a little bit of flatbedding. Yeah, no problem. No problem. You got any other questions? I think I'm gonna hit the hay here, but I don't mind if you got other questions. You're asking some great questions, so, or anybody else. And Wellner, I want to see a video of the strip. Totally not busy on YouTube. Yeah, it's kind of like that here too. But the thing about it is, you being young is, if you get somebody to say yes, like with me, there's the monopoly of what I do here, and I basically just kind of, I don't know, I got lucky. I don't want to discredit what I did, but some of it's luck. But I don't know. Dump might not even be worth it there. There's so much stuff in Chicago. What's going on with the Roni virus there? You guys, I guess you guys could be a hot spot or something. They're thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, something we could do is if you wanted to, I could make some phone calls for you, and then we could record it and give me some content, and I could call a couple, whatever, just something to do for fun. I like doing stuff like that for fun. So if you want, we could do that and play a little game of prospecting, trying to find some clients for you. But all right, we can talk about that later if you want to do that. But yeah. All right. Have a good night, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out. Right on.